everyone, I'm Nicole Guillaume with Guiding Echoes, the channel that is devoted to your spiritual and personal growth. Now in this video, I feel guided to tell you about the different times when angels will work with you in your lives. Now I know that there have been times when you have prayed and you have asked God for help and you have asked for your angels to deliver a sign, and you may not have received the sign that you were hoping for, or you felt as if God didn't hear your prayers. And so I want you to know that God, your guides, and your angels hear absolutely every prayer that you send their way. And there are moments when they will be very active in your life and other moments where it seems as if they're very quiet. And here's what I want you to know. When it seems as if God, the angels, and your guides are all being quiet, they're not being quiet. What's really happening is that they are working behind the scenes on whatever issue, challenge, or problem that you have asked them to help you with. So a lot of times we want to see some type of physical or worldly manifestation of their answer. We want to see them fix things right away. But the truth is that if they fix things right away for us, we sometimes miss out on the lesson. We miss out on an opportunity for growth. And so what they will do is they will very gently, quietly, and wisely work behind the scenes so that they can put the appropriate resources, channels, and people into place so that they can guide us along the path in which we are able to find the answer. So that said, there do seem to be a few times when angels are most prominent in our lives. And when I say the most prominent, I mean it's the times when we recognize them the most. It's the time when they get really active in our lives. And if we keep our ears and eyes open, and if we keep our heart open, we'll start to recognize their action in our lives. Now, I did create a video earlier. In fact, I created a video last week on angel signs. And so that's something you may want to watch. There are 9 common angel signs that allow you to know that your angels are working with you and that they are very present in your life. So be sure that you watch that video as well. Now, the times that our angels are most active in our lives is when we ask them to be active in our lives. Now, keep in mind that we all have free will, and our guardian angels, and other angels for that matter, are not going to step on our toes in this life. They're not going to force themselves into our experience. And so if you want to develop a relationship with your guardian angels, if you want their help in a situation or problem or challenge, it's very important that you speak up and you ask them for that help, that you ask them for guidance and direction. And as you begin to bridge that line of communication, as you continue to build a relationship that is based on trust and faith with them, you'll notice that doors begin to open, and you'll notice that answers will start to present themselves as if from nowhere. And so your angels very much want to work with you, but they are waiting for you to accept their invitation. And to accept their help in your lives, all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is ask. So you can do this by putting the thought or intention out there. You can just start talking to them the way that I'm speaking to you right now. Or you may even want to find a nice guided meditation that will allow you to meet your guardian angels and have a nice dialogue with them. So there are lots of great guided angel meditations out there. One of my favorites is actually from Kelly Howe over at brainsync.com. She has a wonderful meditation called Living Prayer, and through that meditation you are able to connect with your guardian angels and receive their healing energy, their loving energy, and also find solutions and guidance to your problems. So if you'd like to go the guided meditation route, that is one that I definitely recommend, so be sure that you check that out. The second time when angels really make their presence known is when we are going through some type of a hardship. And this hardship may be the death of a loved one. It could be a great financial loss, such as a foreclosure or bankruptcy. It could be when we unfortunately miscarried our child. I mean, there are so many times when we go through tremendous hardships, and our angels will come into our lives to help us through that hardship. And you may be thinking, but Nicole, you just said earlier that angels don't force themselves into our lives, that they won't act on our behalf unless we ask for that, or unless we ask them to. And that's true. But when we're in that hardship, when we are going through the energy of some type of a heartbreak, we are sending an SOS out into the universe. We are praying to God. We are asking our loved ones for any type of help that they're willing to send to us. And so when we pray and we ask God for help, He will send His angels to us, because those are His messengers. Those are His chosen way of communicating with us. And so the angels will start to take action in our lives, and they will surround us and guide us in ways of comfort, compassion, and peace. The other reason that angels will start to appear in our lives during a hardship is because even if we haven't sent out that spiritual SOS, even if we haven't prayed for their help, most likely there are people in our lives who are praying for us, and they are holding us dearly in their thoughts and in their hearts, and they are asking God and their angels to send us comfort and support. And so angels, being very faithful friends, will do just that. They will come by your side and they will lift you up in any way that they can. And so when you're going through hardships, you may again start to notice those subtle angel communications, those angel signs, or you may start to find yourself in those moments of peace. You know, you have these moments of peace where suddenly the burden seems to lift off of your shoulders and you have some breathing room. And you're not sure where this moment came from or why it's happening, but it's like you have this moment of clarity. And if you're lucky, it will last for more than a moment. It will last for a few minutes. Those are your angels working with you to provide you with some type of a break from the heaviness that you are feeling. And once the heaviness lifts, that's when your angels are able to send you messages of love, peace, hope, and healing. And so you may start to notice this ping pong battle going on between your heaviness and the sorrow that you feel and those moments of peace. And that's completely natural. It's part of the mourning process. So when we're getting over some type of a devastating loss, there's parts of our ego that want to stay in that energy, but of course there's that part of our spirit that wants to grow and expand beyond it. And so that's why we have this little bit of a game, if you will, this bit of a pull where we're feeling pulled in both directions, because at that point it's a fight between the ego that wants to focus on what it lost and the spirit that wants to focus on moving on and healing. And so, of course, our angels want to help us to move on and to heal. And so if you are speaking with them and working on building a relationship with them while you are receiving prayers and positive energy from your friends and loved ones, then that is when you are at the most opportune time to heal the emotions that are causing you to feel down. The third and final time when angels are working with you, I shouldn't say the third and final time, there's actually a lot of different times in which angels will work with you. These are just the most common three that we start to notice their presence in our lives. But the third is when we're going through some type of a transition. And so this transition can be a marriage. This transition can be going from being a married happy couple to being divorced. Transition is also having a child, right? So now you're a parent and you're responsible for this small child. And of course, the other transitions that take place in our life are life into the afterworld. And so our guardian angels and our healing angels and other angels that are out there will start to work with us through these transition periods. Now, here's what's interesting. When we are going through these transition periods, we start to attract the different angels that will help us as we are making that change, as we are meeting that challenge. And so, for example, there is an angel, I can't remember his name, but he's really known as the angel of death, because when people transition from this life into the other side, into heaven or the afterworld, whatever you want to call it, he will come into their lives. He will be a very prominent part of their lives for a few days before they cross on over. And the reason for this is because he's building a relationship with them. He's allowing them to know what the process is going to be like on a soul level, so that they don't have to fear that transition. So this is not an angel that is with you from birth to the moment of your death. This is an angel that is with you at the moment of your death, and a few moments before and a few moments after, until you've made that transition. So angels will come into our lives based on the type of energy that we need and the type of, I don't want to say experience. I don't know if angels really have experience in business and money in the way that we would, in the way that we feel experiences, but it's more or less like they have different knowledge and wisdom that we can gain when we are going through these different challenges and transitions. And so, to recap, angels will be very active in your life when you are going through a hardship, when you're going through a transition, and especially when you are communicating with them. So if you ask for help, or if you even just want them to be a very present source in your life, if you want to have some type of confirmation that they're with you, if you want to build that relationship with them so that you can talk to them on day to day, just like I talk to my friends on the phone, or just like, you talk to your husband or wife at the end of the day. You can build that relationship with them too. So that is when angels are most likely to work in our lives, is when we ask, when we're going through a difficulty, and when we're going through a transition. Of course, like I said earlier, there are other times when angels will get involved in our lives, but those seem to be the three most common. So if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to this channel, and I'd also like to welcome you to the Guiding Echoes community. Also, if you have any questions or comments about this video, please feel free to put them in the comment section down below. I read all of your comments, and I do my best to respond to them as well. If you would like to learn more about me, what I do, or if you would like a personal one-on-one angel reading or tarot reading, please visit my website at guidingechoes.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.